Welcome to the Academy of Adoption and Assisted Reproduction Attorneys. We are covering the state of New Hampshire in this video. We've got two excellent fellows for you to talk to today and get to know the state of New Hampshire. And if we could, maybe have Kathleen introduce yourself first.
Thanks, Kim. My name is Kathleen Delisle. I'm a art fellow and have been practicing in the area of assisted reproduction law for over 20 years now. I love this area of law because you get to help people create and build their families. You get to meet so many interesting people from all walks of life, all over the world. And it's really inspirational to see how this field has changed over the years. Myself, I have two girls. Both of them were conceived through IVF. So I have walked that infertility roller coaster or ridden it. And it gives you a unique perspective that sometimes other attorneys don't necessarily have that haven't done it. It's not just a textbook job for me.
Wonderful. It's not just babies on paper, right? There's a lot more to it. All right, Katherine, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Katherine Tucker. I live in Concord, New Hampshire, and I practice law in Loudon, New Hampshire, right next door. I practice 100% assisted reproduction law. And I'm a little surprised to find myself in this position because this is not what I went to law school to do. I went to become a criminal prosecutor, and I did that for over a decade, loved it. Then I found myself facing infertility too. So long story short, I ended up with two wonderful children through a donor egg cycle. I'm so happy. I couldn't be thrilled. But then I realized that it was time for me to switch gears and move into assisted reproduction law. So I was the first one in New Hampshire to get into this field of law, and it has been absolutely amazing. I love writing laws. I love working with clients. I love helping people have babies. It's the absolute best type of law, and I am absolutely an infertility geek, and everything I do is infertility. Infertility for fun, infertility for work, and I absolutely love it.
Well, you're the first fellow that we've talked to that went from criminal law to reproductive law. Definitely. There's lots of family law attorneys who said divorce, no way. Let's move on. There is much better way to be a human lawyer, right? All right, you two, I am your moderator. I am not licensed in the state of New Hampshire. So let's talk about that. People are flipping through the states. They're stopping on New Hampshire and saying, what do I need to know? Kathleen, is it a reproduction law friendly state?
Absolutely. And Katherine was one of the lead authors of the legislation that passed in New Hampshire back in 2014 that really took what was happening through just the courts and unofficially. No, that's not right.
Informally.
Informally. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was happening informally and codified it so that we have a clear path to parenthood through surrogacy, through assisted reproduction, through donor egg, donor sperm, donor embryo, however you need to build your family. New Hampshire has a clear path to do so. And it's consistent no matter what county you file in, what judge you're in front of. And it's really nice. You can give your clients a clear answer as to how the process is going to work.
Okay, so Katherine, as people are going through the states, a lot of them are going, okay, are there states they need to avoid, states they need to stay with? So, for example, the LGBT community, is it a go-to state for them?
Absolutely. So all family types are welcome in New Hampshire. Same-sex female couples, same-sex male couples, single men, single women, transgender people, traditional married couples, anybody. Unmarried, you're welcome to come to New Hampshire, and you have a clear path to form your family here, whether it be by gestational surrogacy or whether it be by another type of assisted reproduction, even just IVF, plain IVF, sperm donation, egg donation, embryo donation, all of it. And not only do you have a clear path to forming your family here, you can get a court order to back up what you've done. And that court order is really important because it's used to allow you to use your legal status as a parent in other states also. So we really encourage folks to get a court order, whatever kind of assisted reproduction they're proceeding with.
Okay.
The other thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Kathleen.
I was just going to say is that it doesn't matter what type of family you are either. the process is the same. So there's not like one path if you're a same-sex male couple or a different path if you're same-sex female couple. It's the same. Everyone is treated equally under the law, which is really great. And so you don't have to worry about, in some states it says, well, we're a married heterosexual couple, this is what we did, but we're a married or unmarried gay couple, we do something different. That's not the case in New Hampshire. They're very, very open and friendly and welcoming all people, and everyone is treated equally, and this process is the same.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll just add that our judges, most of our cases that we do are heard in the probate court. And our probate court judges are very same-sex friendly, very assisted reproduction friendly, and always willing to learn more about assisted reproduction. So that's a wonderful thing for us, makes our jobs easier, and of course, it's wonderful for our clients.
So both of you have said very open, all categories. What about where the carrier is genetically related?
So I'll take that. That's one issue that is not governed.
Okay,
So
that's what I wanted to know. You both were just doing these big global bubbles, so okay.
So, but there is a good way to become a family through genetic surrogacy. It's just not going to be, you're not going to have as many protections as you have under the gestational surrogacy laws. So it's something that we can proceed with as an adoption, and it's a fairly simple process. It really requires the family, the child, to go to court one time for a very quick hearing. We can generally do this without a home study, a very simple process, but you're not going to have all the legal protections that you're going to have with gestational surrogacy. So if you are going to do a genetic surrogacy, it's very important to sit down with your lawyer ahead of time before anybody gets pregnant and come up with a plan of how you're going to proceed.
Okay.
But after you do that court hearing, your rights are through the adoption, your rights are established. So Katherine was just saying that in gestational surrogacy, we can get your parentage established pre-birth. With a genetic surrogacy, your parentage is established post-birth.
Okay.
And that's the
Good
distinction.
information. Good information. So in that pre-birth process, I can't tell you how many times intended parents always ask this because they want to know how quick they can get out of the state. What is your birth certificate process like there? Is it efficient? Are they waiting around for months? What does it look like?
6 days max.
Oh,
Usually
really?
2.
I just,
There's a statutory requirement that this birth certificate has to issue within 6 business days of the birth. Usually they're, next day, unless it's a holiday or a weekend or something like that. But people are usually leaving very quickly after birth. The birth certificate can be obtained at the city hall where the baby was born. So you literally go down the street, walk in, pay your $6, and you walk out with your birth certificate. It's easy. They have a great system for it, and
efficient, very efficient.
very efficient.
One of the best I've heard. Okay, good. Now,
So the one thing if I just can add, that the one situation where I've seen folks run into problems is when we have an unmarried female couple who's having a baby together via assisted reproduction. And it can be challenging to get the non-gestational mother's name on the birth certificate. Certainly that quickly, it's going to be challenging. So I'm just flag that as something if folks are in that situation. Again, reach out to your attorney very early in the process so you can get things taken care of on the legal end, so you don't run into an issue where months and months after the birth, you still don't have a proper birth certificate with both of your names on it.
and I think that's a good point for us to kind of wrap up on too. You two have made New Hampshire sound so amazingly easy and simple, but they still need the two of you, right? They need to talk to you and get your assistance to make it easy.
And you need 2 attorneys, one for each side of the process.
Great.
Absolutely.
Well, I recommend the two of you for sure. And we have a couple other fellows that are in the state of New Hampshire that are not on the video with us. If you want to contact any of the fellows that are in New Hampshire, you can go back to the Academy's website. And on that website, we have a map and you can narrow it down to New Hampshire. You can also take a look at the other states, but you can get their contact information and you can message them directly from that website. The website is www.adoptionart.org. Again, that is adoptionart.org. And we look forward to you looking up these fellows and getting a hold of them so that you can participate in your reproduction matter in the state of New Hampshire. Thank you, you two. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.